I've said many times that Elon came and Elon's money helped organize the grassroots effort. In his engineering mind, he saw what the problem was as we saw it, and he supported it.
When you put down the kind of money that Elon Musk really put down, he creates a platform for you to now speak your mind. One of the largest platforms, if not the largest platform on the planet. And you think that all he gets is just a seat at the table? He is the damn table. I don't know why, but something tells me Steve Bannon is really mad at Elon. Apparently, Elon's been speaking up a little bit too much and acting like he knows everything.
You look at this, and that there's some racism over there. You white folks, go look at that. That's a Fox specialty.
Distractions.
We don't fall for that. So don't think you're...
Yeah, you have actually for a very long time. They give you all kinds of distractions for you to pay attention to while they do other stuff on the other side.
Going to come back and, oh, you know what? Well, what we need to do is increase it here and cut that cost there. Screw you, you clown. And then you got to suppress us. Oh, they're, I don't know, blacklisting you, whatever they do. I don't care what they do on Twitter. I could care less. We're banned on every platform in the world, and this show is one of the most powerful in the world. Why is that? Because the content of the show resonates with the most powerful audience in the world. Working men and women that happen to be citizens of this great republic. This is a defining moment. Some of the people say, "Oh, Steve, we gotta have a group hug. You can't do this and let the Democrats." No, we're not having group hugs. We're not having pats on the head. You got to get this straight.
Okay.
First off, you got to get. Hey, I've said many times that Elon came and Elon's money helped organize the grassroots effort. In his engineering mind, he saw what the problem was as we saw it.
So you're okay with taking his money as long as his ideologies line up with yours? Fine, no problem. But what makes you think that as long as you're okay with taking his money, he's not going to demand more?
That he gets a place at the table. There's no doubt.
What?
When you put down the kind of money that Elon Musk really put down, he creates a platform for you to now speak your mind. One of the largest platforms, if not the largest platform on the planet. He transformed all of what Twitter was. Twitter, as people used to say, it always used to lean heavily left. Well, they say all social media used to lean heavily left, but not so much nowadays. He bought that platform for $44 billion, transforms it in such a way that is really appeasing to the right. And you think that all he gets is just a seat at the table? He is the damn table.
Damn!
It's $250 million in June, not an entire cycle, in 5 months. But that dinner with Sachs and that check from Elon came at Biden's, when Biden, in the debate or right before the debate, and Biden, they kind of saw the numbers of where this thing was heading. They're recent converts, and we love converts.
I already know what he's going to say. You take up your lessons in the back. As you're a new convert, you take up all your lessons in the back, and you learn our ways. You don't come and decide that you're going to teach. But are you sure that Elon's going to be okay with that when he's used to always being front and center? What is it that everyone says about the algorithm on X? That it favors Elon heavily, so his voice is the loudest voice on X. You think that's going to change?
We used to be in the convert business, not so much anymore. We can't keep what we got. But in the old days, half the saints are missionaries. We love in converts. But the converts sit in the back and study for years and years and years to make sure you understand the faith and you understand the nuances of the faith and understand how you can internalize the faith. Don't come up and go to the pulpit in your first week here and start lecturing people about the way things are going to be. If you're going to do that, we're going to rip your face off.
Here is the problem. You guys made it very clear you value winning. So since you value winning, you brought in a guy who knows how to then win. Now, the problem with that is when you bring in someone like Elon, he looks at this and says, well, this, and that is why you lost. So therefore, I'm not going to sit in the back. I'm not just going to be relegated to listening and studying. No, that's why you lost. For years and years and years, you guys basically have been told you lost the culture war. You lost the culture. You lost America. What was the term everyone used to use? We're losing the country. We're losing. So Elon sees an issue like that and says, well, okay, since you're losing the country, this is why you're losing the country. You guys have no pull. You have no voice. So I'll give you a voice, and then on top of that, I'll finance it. Now, if you think I'm going to sit in the back, you must have lost your mind. You must forget whose platform this is.
Because you can't beat us. We're not beatable.
You lost, though. The last one you lost. What do you mean you're not beatable? The last one you lost. You're clearly beatable. The only reason that you really won is because you had a guy that took X and basically turned it into a megaphone. And then on top of that, he funded your candidate. You didn't drop that money. You didn't parrot Donald Trump's talking points all day. No impact is felt when you said that this guy should be removed from office. You're not going to put Elon Musk in the back, because what happens if he pulls his funding? Then what? And just in case you think Donald Trump is going to support you, I can almost assure you that he's not. Look at his position on the H-1B visas.
Army of the Awakened's not beatable because we're relentless and we will never surrender and we will never slow down.
False.
And yes, if you go low, we'll go to the center of the earth because we're fighting for something that means something. We have meaning in this. This is why people watch this show. This is why people come to this show and all this great content people provide us. And Ben Berquam's down now, putting his life in danger again. Why do people do this? Why have they done this for years? Why did they do it for years at Breitbart? Why did when Trump started appearing in 13 and 14, we said, that's the guy.
Do you think without Elon Musk, Donald Trump would have won the election? Yes or no? Okay, so there was one more clip that I actually wanted to go over. This one is a bit more recent, of Steve Bannon talking about the influence versus the power that Elon Musk has.
Going forward, it's going to be quite intense. I actually think that we're winning this round, and we're winning this round pretty big. He's already backed off the H-1B visas. He's already said they got to be reformed. We say they have to be done away with. I think we'll get Elon there. And
side note, he has not backed off the H-1B visas. Stating they need to be reformed is not the argument that's being made. Americans want the H-1B visas done away with. They don't want those people in the country taking their jobs. That is the issue. So stating that they need to be reformed is not the argument. Elon is very much for H-1B visas, and so is Donald Trump. So stating that you won that round, no, you didn't. He didn't move off his position. He didn't have a change of heart. He didn't have a Damascus on the road moment. I'll put it very plainly. He still wants foreign workers to come to work for his company. When one user told Elon to build a school to train Americans, what was his response? If you need a school, you've already lost. He hasn't recanted that position. He's simply just done the one thing that he knows that he can get away with. Keep quiet. Because if you keep quiet, people will eventually forget and move on to something else. Talk about something else in the meantime. Talk about Tommy Robinson. Talk about the UK. All Elon did was shift his attention to something else because he knows. Microwave attention span.
as soon as I can turn Elon Musk from a techno-feudalist to a populist nationalist, we'll start making real progress.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off for him.
Why do you think he would do that? On what basis do you think he would actually go forward with this? Because if you turn him to a techno-populist, techno-nationalist, as he put it, do you think he's willing to break his pockets for you? On what basis would he do this? Loyalty? With a move like that, still thinking about the H-1B visas, you know the advantage of the H-1B visas, right? There's always the looming threat that you might be deported at some point in time. They could always just cancel it and send you out and get someone else. So therefore, those guys don't put up a fight. And on top of that, they're much more affordable than your national employees. So on what basis would he do this?
There was no other way.
You can't turn, look, the bottom line, he's not going to be totally out. I mean, there's reporting today that he is going to have some access, I think, to the EOB, maybe an office over there, particularly with Doge. So he's not going to be out. Look, when you write $250 million worth of checks, when you've got, when you're that involved, when you have actually backed a ground game, you're going to have a seat at the table. I've always argued it can't be at the head of the table, and that table shouldn't be the cabinet room in the West Wing. So I'm a realist, and I've had this fight before. You know, people, I think some folks remember back in 17, Elon and I went back and forth virtually every day about the EV tax credits, which I told him at the time. I said, people making $32,000 a year are not going to underwrite you and these venture capitalists on a company that could be worth billions and billions of dollars, maybe hundreds of billions of dollars. That was Tesla, and I won that round.
What do you mean you won that round? Did Elon lose his subsidies? Did Elon lose his contracts? So what does he mean exactly when you say you won that round? Like, what does that mean?
Elon's not going to go away. Because he's
Sure.
got, like I say, he's got the 2 tactical nuclear weapons.
But do you think he has
of
too
modern
much?
politics, and he will use those tactical nuclear weapons.
Do you think he has too much influence right now? I mean, he's been posted up at Mar-a-Lago. He's
He has SpaceX, he has Tesla, and then he has Donald Trump.
been in Trump's ear nonstop since the election.
Good question.
As a teacher in Harvard Business School, kind of in the first year, there's power and there's influence. What's shocking to me is he doesn't have much power.
Why do you say that?
If you gave it, well, because he doesn't have the ability to actually make decisions and inform those decisions and drive those decisions.
I would disagree with that wholly. He doesn't necessarily need to have the power. When you have not just the ear, but you also have the leverage on the person with the power, I'd venture to say that, yeah, you actually do have power. He might not be able to sign things into law himself. He might not be in the West Wing, but I venture to say he doesn't need to be. Do you think, and while this relationship is still intact, do you think that if Elon Musk is calling, Trump is not going to pick up the phone? Is that what you think is going to happen?
Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
If you look at even the time at Mar-a-Lago, he's come in, definitely had some influence, and he's had some influence on picks, but
So that's called power, sir. If the person with the power then follows everything that I'm saying, that is called literal power. So do you think Steve Bannon is right in this instance? Do you think he's just been winning on Elon Musk nonstop and that he's going to continue to transform Elon until he's really a full member of MAGA with the total MAGA ideology?
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA.
Or do you think, no, he has too much influence. The leader of the party is going to continue to bend to his will. Whatever your thoughts are, leave them in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like, and I will see you again on the next one. Be easy, y'all.
what's shocking to me is he doesn't have much power.
Why do you say that?
If you gave it, well, because he doesn't have the ability to actually make decisions and inform those decisions and drive those decisions.